Welcome back to Lens Dynamic Coffee Sessions. So today we are doing a tasting of the bean bundle from Riverside Coffee. I'm excited about it because it's the first time I'll be tasting Excelsa. This is like a sampler pack from Riverside, which has like three beans, Arabica, Robusta, and it's Excelsa. So mainly I'll try to focus my tasting on Excelsa and see how it compares to Arabica and Robusta. What I've read about Excelsa is like there is obviously Arabica and Robusta. Robusta is most commonly grown. Arabica requires like more maintenance. It's tougher to grow and has like its own like failure ratio. Robusta is more robust, as the name says, and it can grow in like diverse conditions. But Arabica needs little more, not little, I think much more care. Excelsa is, and then there is different varieties like Liberica and Excelsa, and Excelsa is a like varietal of Liberica, and it's known for its wild and conventional character. So I was just reading about it, like how Arabica is different from Robusta, and it says that Excelsa offers a unique, complex, tart and fruit-forward flavor, which is described as dark, roasty, and berry-like. So does not leave anything. And contrast, Arabica is known for smooth, sweet, floral, and generally acidic. So while Arabica is known to be more like sweet and palatable, Excelsa is known to be more wild. But I'm not getting why they say that it is dark, roasty, and then again it's berry-like and then complex and tart. So that's too many things. But let's see how this turns out. So this grind is a French press. I'll have to use two of my French press here. And what I plan to do today is actually do a cold brew. So I'll set up a cold brew of Amrita Varshini, and after this tasting, so I'll brew three coffees. Since I just have two French press, I'll use one in this pour over. So think about this steel mesh pour over as I did the last kind of a session. See this mesh, the kind of grind that I do for pour over, it takes very long. So I was reading that I can use like medium coarse for this kind of pour. So I know it's not ideal because ideally for French press you should just do coarse, and for pour over you can do medium coarse. But let's see how the grind is. So I'll experiment. What I'll do for sake of this tasting is that I'll use pure French press for Excelsa, Robusta, and for Arabica I will use the steel mesh. So let's brew the coffees and see you in the tasting. So the coffees are brewed. Now, I know it's not ideal, like I have done different methods, so I'll probably need to do more clean kind of brewing on French press, but it will be just indicative because the volumes are all over the place, ratios, all three methods, but I think we'll get the essence of it. So what we'll do is I'll start with Robusta, and that one, since Robusta and Excelsa are both done in French press, so I'll taste these. So it's very typical Robusta, like good body and herbal, chocolatey. So it says tasting notes of juicy stone fruit. I don't know what that means, but yes, I'm getting that kind of a little acidity and kind of round overall feel, kind of a dark exterior like a chocolate. Yeah, it's your very classic Robusta, very good coffee. And so now for the hero of the session today, Excelsa. The first time I'm tasting this, absolutely no aroma at all. I did want to share when I opened the pack. It was quite an experience. So it feels like different coffees are like blended. You get very strong, like that tartness, like almost foul, but you do get that darkness of the coffee as well. So let me see how this tastes. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of acidity, but not in a good way. Like there's not much roundedness to the flavor. Like the kind of citrusiness is somewhere like all around the place. It tastes like an orange when you get that flat kind of note, but then the hint of the orange flavor. So it says fig, grapes, and almonds. I am getting that kind of little, what should I say, the tartness in fruit, but not. I mean, it's all, of course, interesting in terms of flavor, but I wouldn't call it like great. Now for the Arabica. Arabica is very flavorful. It's very sweet, well-rounded flavor. So no surprise, like on all these three, Arabica is very tasty. But in terms of Excelsa, I think I need to explore it more. So let me do this. Let me pour one more Excelsa in a clean method, and let me see how it comes out. So I'll be back. So I'm back with another pour of another brew of Excelsa. And another interesting thing I saw was that the color of the coffee is very light brown, and that's also reflected in this brewed coffee. So let me just pour this. So the brew is certainly better. It's not that it was feeling at first like incomplete. So now I'm getting a better brew, and it's like one of those typical coffees that are very bright, but the kind of uh, like thing that rounds up the entire flavor. Like in Arabica, you get like that complexity, a sweetness, a body, kind of a dark thing, texture when you experience the coffee on the palate. This does not have that. This just has that flat tartness. I think that's why it says plum and grape. But I would say it's a nice coffee, like a nice morning coffee or a daytime coffee when you're looking for something very bright. So I recently had been to Beanlore. They are a cafe chain in Bangalore, and it's like BLR Brewing Co. and that same people, and they keep Salawara Estate coffee. And I tried the Aeropress, and while I was enjoying the coffee, I was thinking that if someone does not like these kind of coffees, the kind of high on acidity, tart, and these kind of sour coffees, then they might say like, "What is this?" I tried an Aeropress and it was completely. Don't tell someone, do a blind taste test and just give them like a lemon drink. I know I'm going extreme, but it was somewhere in that range. Like it's so tart. But yeah, that's coffee. And I think that thing comes from this honey drying method, that kind of fermentation and complexity. But sometimes you do need that to be balanced with darkness, like some estates when they play around with that. That's why my favorite zone in terms of these Indian coffees is between that medium dark and medium and light to medium also. So there should be some kind of darkness present. Like it can't be completely light. I think I'm not there yet in terms of coffee tasting or home brewing. So I think this is exactly what I tasted in a Beanlore, Salavra. Now just to like make my palate better, I'll have a Arabica. So talking about Arabica, caramel, butterscotch, and roasted nuts, and like caramelly flavor, like sweetness. But roasted nuts, yeah, sure. And butterscotch, yeah, it's buttery, syrupy, and sweet in terms of the mouthfeel. But I would say this is like I mean, I'm not doing a contest here, but this is like a great coffee that they have made, like a specialty Arabica. And talking about the processing, this is anaerobic red honey Chandragiri, and the Excelsa is anaerobic agro natural, and the Robusta is anaerobic red honey Peridinium. So I have no clue what that means, but it was a good sampling of this the bean bundle. So cheers to the bean bundle from Riverside.